Okay, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to our Business 640 Logistics and Operations Management class. We're so glad that you're with us, and if you would be so kind, if you would take your microphone to mute so that we can minimize any background noise. But if you do have a question, we'd like for you to unmute and ask that question, as well as I'll be monitoring the chat box. So if you would like to chat and we can address any questions that come up, I can address it to the entire group as we go. And what I really wanted to accomplish tonight was probably a couple of things. Probably the biggest one was to introduce myself and get a chance to meet some of you face to face, because I recognize that being in the online environment is not something that we do or have the opportunity to do a lot. So putting a name to the face is always works great for me. And to discuss a few things in our Moodle shell and to enlighten you on a few other things that you may find useful as you continue with this course. But equally important, to give you an opportunity to use this Zoom platform, because as some of your other courses, especially when you get into that capstone course, you're going to have some team meetings just very similar to what we're doing here in this type of environment. So learning how to use Zoom, I believe, will set you up for future success in our coursework. And with Zoom, we can make all of you co-hosts so you can manipulate and drive when you get ready to make those formal team presentations as well. And like Turnitin, like Zoom, they all have some great tutorials out there. If you will Google that particular topic, then you can find it. So with that, I'd like to share with you my screen. And hopefully you can see our screen that now has the Moodle shell embedded into it. All right, so this is our Moodle shell, very familiar, and I'll have to come in here and start addressing all your questions and your comments. And again, thank you so much for doing that, especially this week one attendance. That's important to us. Now, what I want to show you is a few things. Let's begin here. This link that I sent you to attend this meeting, we also created a link here where let's say that you would like to meet as a group. If you would send me what time and date you would like to meet, I will keep a master list and I will post it back here. I created this link for any one of you or any group of you to be able to use this link if you wanted to meet together collectively. Or if you want to meet with me online, I'll make myself available to do that. And all you have to do here is just click onto that hyperlink, and it's going to open up the Zoom the very same way that you did here tonight. Using this link, everything is already embedded, so you don't have to use a meeting invitation notice. You just let me know, you come, and whenever you want to use it, that is there for you. So with that being said, you can see over the next 7 weeks, we're going to be doing team group assignments. And in these team group assignments, I've created weeks 1 through 7, groups 1.1, 1 meaning the first letter for that week, the next letter of that particular group for that week, 1.1 to 1.4. And every week, these groups will change. So you typically will not have the same group members from week to week. And that it will be good so that you be able to work with a diversity of the group, gaining from their experience and expertise collectively as you go through these team assignments. So you'll have that to do. And there's a few individual written assignments and a few team assignments that you're going to have to respond to. And we'll talk about those momentarily. And you know our Moodle shell with all the other routine stuff that you typically see in our Moodle shells for every course that you have taken. All of that is here as well. and you have the quick links to all of the individual assignments if you go here, or if you come, as you know, to your individual weeks, you'll be able to click on them there. Each individual week typically have some supplemental assignments as well as some videos for you to review that will help you answer the quizzes as well as the assignments for each particular week. In our course, we'll be using a weighted graded system. We have 7 quizzes to complete. They're all timed, multiple choice, true, false, fill in the blank, 1 attempt, and they're all timed. Now, I think I have all of them starting on Monday and closing on Sunday, if I remember correctly. So anytime during the week, you should be able to take the quiz. It's open on Monday and closes on Sunday at 11:59 p.m. And that's UMO time, not your computer clock time. So monitor that very carefully that you don't give away any of your margin, because at 11:59 or 23:59 UMO time, it will stop, and whatever you did not answer, it will count those and grade those as being wrong answers. So give yourself margin. Do not give away your margin. And as talking about margin, whenever you're doing your weekly assignments, you should really get into the habit, which I know you probably are already, is to do a little bit each day. But please don't wait till the weekend, because we never know what's going to happen in the weekend, to try to get everything crammed in that week. Well, that weekend is just a little bit too much to try to accomplish. So I recommend doing a little bit each and every day. But that's how we got the quiz set up, and they're all set up the same way. Your writing assignments for week number 1, we do not have a written assignment due for week number 1 other than your initial discussion form, other than your Wednesday attendance, and other than your social introduction form. Other than that, I just want you to read, get familiar with what's in our Moodle shell, start navigating, start looking at all the assignments that's going to be due, as well as read the supplemental assignments as well as what's in the textbook. But what I wanted to show you is how I want you to use Turnitin. When you get ready to do a written assignment, I have our Turnitin filter set where they open up on the Monday of the week that we're in, and it closes on the Sunday of the week that we're in. Have you guys been using Turnitin in your other coursework? No, yes, sort of. Okay, so you should be familiar with Turnitin, but if you've never used Turnitin in any of your coursework, and if you have any questions, please reach out. But this is how I want you to use Turnitin. How I want you to use Turnitin is I've got my start date and the post date the same date and time, meaning that as soon as it opens up and you post something on Monday, as soon as Turnitin goes out and reviews that document against its aggregate database, it's going probably within 30 minutes to an hour, depending on how many other people in their system is using it. You should get the originality report and the similarity value index report. I recommend that you review that, you interpret that, and you find those spots where you may be missing a good citation, or that you have a citation but it may not be properly formatted, or you just did not include one at all. And you could make any corrections to your paper and load another copy on Tuesday. You can load another copy on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. You can load a copy every day of the week if you want to. But on Sunday of that week, that's the one, when it clicks over that night, that's the one that we're going to grade. Any questions? Are you familiar with interpreting and reading a similarity value index in an originality report?
I should say a maximum. Oh, where'd it go?
I'm sorry, I did something. Let me do that again. Okay, there we go. So that's how I want you to use it. And every time you upload a new copy, it deletes, overwrites the original one that you have there, and it is gone. So make sure, again, that you use that to your advantage. The question came in, do we have a maximum similarity threshold? If it is, short answer is no. Long answer is a little more complicated. What's a good rule of thumb? If it's a generic, I open up a Word document and it's blank and I start typing, that's what I mean by a generic paper, then probably between 5 and 7% is a good reference, good starting point. If you're much more than that, now, anytime you use the University of Mount Olive, or if you use the word references or table of contents, all that type of information, as you know, will come back as being similar. That's the reason why I take the originality report and the similarity value index number and compare those two. Even if you have direct quoting and you have great citation with quotation marks and the correct APA style of writing, that still may come back as being similar, which is going to elevate your numbers. That's the reason why, again, you want to look at and compare both. And when I see that, and I see that the number, let's say, for instance, that your number is in the 20, 30%, I'm going to be looking at that. And even if I see great citations, great APA style of formatting, technically that is correct. And I will tell you, technically that is correct. But bear this thought in mind, that the essence of scholarly writing is not to see how well you can direct quote someone else. The essence of scholarly writing is to take that concept, that idea, that thought, give that person credit, but analyze that and communicate that in your own words. That's the real essence of APA scholarly writing. So please bear that thought in mind. And I say all that to tell you that even if you had great citations, I will still push back in telling you just what I just said, that, hey, the essence of this is for you to develop your own scholarly writing, not to see how well you can quote someone else. I hope that answered your question. And I'm looking for something because I want to show you what an originality report looked like. That I was playing. I wanted to see if I could get to 100% on the originality report, and I got close. But I wanted to show you what I mean, just in case. This is what a similarity originality report will look like. You can do a PDF. When you do a PDF, when you're in here, I'm sorry, wrong one. When you're in here and you upload your paper and you click on that particular assignment, down in the left-hand corner, there's a little printer icon, and you can print that out into a PDF, and you will get a document like this. And it will list out, it will show you by numerical value, it will highlight everything within that document that Turnitin's database says is similar to someone else's work. And these numerical values at the tail end of this document, it'll give you the direct source of where that came from. This is why, if you want to keep the original one that you uploaded and you're going to upload multiple copies, this is how you can keep the original copy, because once you upload the second copy, this one goes away. So you can see I took great liberties with this one, and all this stuff that's highlighted indicates that this is nothing more than a copy and paste or if I just sit down and type it out word for word. It's the very same concept. And so I was shooting for 100 because I just wanted to see if I could get it. And I think I got to 90-some%. Yeah, there you go. I got a 94%. So I was trying for 100, but I got a 94. But this is how I would use that highlighted material plus this value here. And this is where this is where these sources came from to see so I can make improvements in my paper. That's how I want to see you use Turnitin. Other professors that you may have before me or after me may choose to do something different. That's perfectly fine. You follow their lead. The next question was, how many references would you like to use? I don't have a set number of references, nor do I have. I don't think I put anything in here about a set number of pages either. I'm more interested in your content. If your style of writing is that you can say it in 2 pages, then that's great. If your style of writing says you can say it in 4 pages, that's great as well. So I'm looking for content. Obviously, because we're in the Tillman School of Business uses scholarly writing skills per APA. We're going to adhere to the APA standard of writing. But again, it's twofold. Not only is it giving credit for credit is due, but the economy of word expression. It's like, as this example, some people like to go outside and see the sunshine and see the white puffy clouds and say it's warm outside, and they perspire a little bit. A business person would be more concise, saying it's 95 degrees with 100% humidity. And saying the very same thing, but a different way of saying it. So it's the economy of word expression. We talked about team members. We talked about turning in. Again, no assignment for here. You do have a quiz for this week. Now let's talk about some of these team assignments. I think there's 3 team assignments, and there's 3 individual writing assignments, and there's 3 discussion forums. And what I'm saying, all that is that's graded components. That's what we're going to be grading. 7 quizzes, 3 team assignments, 3 individual assignments, and 3 discussion forums. Each one of these weeks has a discussion forum. And even in these weeks here, where we're talking about this team assignment, your assignment here is going to be to come together as your group, that group that you're assigned to by weeks, week W1, group 1.1 or group 1.2 for week 1, or group 2.1, 2.2 for so forth for week 2, and all the way down through week 7. You guys are going to meet. This is what you're going to be doing. You're going to be looking at this information. You're going to choose an article to read. Then you're going to evaluate that article as a team. As that team, you decide who your team leader is going to be for that week. I did not come in here and designate a team leader. That team leader, after the team meets and you come up with your writing, your agreement of the paper you want or the article you want to review, you read it, you come back together. Again, that's the reason why we set the Zoom meeting link. You don't have to use that link. If you have another way to meet, that's perfectly fine, ever how you need to do it. But if you want to use the Zoom link that we embedded here, please send me an email. I'll create a master list, and we'll make sure that everyone is posted back here so you can come back here and make sure that we're not overstepping or overbooking the Zoom link. Now, I currently have a pro license, which is, I think, it's unlimited time. I think that license may change, and if it changes based on someone else at the university who has a higher need for it than us, then my license may revert back to a standard version, which is only 40 minutes. So, but if I see that, I'll let you know. But right now, we have unlimited access or unlimited time. So you will choose that article, you will write about that article as a team, then the team leader will upload one document. I will take that document and review that for the team. then I will turn around and reload that document to each individual team member so everybody can see their particular comments for the team. I will either do that, upload it. Let's see, before I jump out there and say that, let me see if I did what I think I did. I think what I did is say upload it into Turnitin. No, I didn't. Okay, so individual writing assignment is Turnitin. Okay, so for the discussion forum, you're going to upload that document, and I need to verify that I got a place to upload that document. Then I will review that document, and I'll make sure everyone in that particular team or group gets feedback. Then the second piece of that is that I believe you're going to have to, if I remember correctly, in that team assignment, you're going to do this. You're going to do your team. I'm going too fast. Let me slow down. We're in week 2. I was at the quick links. So the quick links takes you to the assignments, but it does not give you, the quick link does not give you this information here. So let me finish this communication here under the individual weeks. So for team writing assignment number 1, your team is going to come together, already predefined, and you're going to pick one of these 2 articles. You're going to come together, discuss that, you're going to write that, then you're going to submit one document. And in that one document, I will review that document for the team and make sure everyone gets their feedback. Then you have this peer team written assignment number 1. This is where you're going to upload, the team leader is going to upload their document, and then you individually, there's an Excel spreadsheet that each one of the team members in that particular group is going to evaluate each other. And in that evaluation, you're going to upload that Excel spreadsheet back here. Now, how are we going to use this? With this team graded assignment, that team paper that you're going to submit, you're going to get 1 grade as a team. Now, when you come in here and you upload this Excel document where you're going to come in here and grade each other, that let's say, for instance, someone is just not playing well, they're not playing well, they did not contribute to the concept of the paper, the team assignment, then that particular, based on that weighting that you will do, then that particular individual score is probably going to be lower than everyone else. Now, if I see that someone is really not contributing, then I will have a breakout with that particular person. I will provide you feedback, and I will maintain anonymity. You will not know how each other graded the other person, but if I see someone is struggling or having difficulties based on that feedback, then I'll make sure that individual gets some feedback to help that person improve in the next week's team assignment. Because every week you probably will have new members rolling, well, you will have new members rolling in and out of your team. Any questions on that?
No, I don't have any.
Okay. The question is that the syllabus said we should choose 1 out of 3 individual assignments. Is this correct, or are we supposed to do all 3? I think there's 3 different ones that you can choose from. Let's see, how did we set that up? Great question, by the way. I think we set it up where the team written assignments are in weeks 2, 4, and 6. The individual written assignments is in week 3, 5, or 7. So you get a chance to choose one of those three, either in week 3 or week 5 or week 7. You choose which one you want to write about, but you're only going to respond to one. I said 3 written assignments, but I had to set the grade book up for 3 because I didn't know which week you were going to pick. So if you pick, let's say you pick week number 3, weeks 5 and 7 are still going to be available. Your grade book is going to reflect that, but that will not be calculated into your grade. We'll leave those blank, and you will not have to respond to those. Did I address that question?
Thank you, sir.
Welcome. So you, again, team assignments in 2, 4, and 6, individual assignments in 3, 5, and 7, and you'll choose one of those 3. And we talked about the quizzes already. But I want to make sure that everyone is clear when it comes to the team assignments, that you decide how you want to meet. You decide who's going to be your team leader. You decide which one of these you want to write about. You'll submit one paper for the team. Then everyone will grade or submit a peer review for the other team members. And that I will use that to reward that individual who is not participating or not participating at the level that we would anticipate in a team assignment. And if the feedback is extremely bad, I'll make sure you get that feedback. That will come directly from me, not from your team members, unless that team member chooses to share with you individually. But if you choose to share that individually, I would request that you do that individually and not in the public arena. That make sense? Okay. Let's see, what else do I want to discuss? Is there a peer? Yeah, I'm looking for the same thing. I thought I had embedded it here, but for the life of me, while I was building this one, I was trying to get out of the other 2 that I was in, and it looks like, I hope I didn't put it in my undergraduate course. That'll give them heartburn when they see that. I'll have to find it and make sure I get it posted. I thought I had it here, and I do apologize for that. I do not see it. Unless I put it up here. I will get that posted tonight, and I will send you out an email to let you know where I put it. I thought I put it in here. Clear. Yeah, I thought there it is right there. Gosh. Man, thank you so much. Let me open it so you can see it. And I use a for rubrics for all the grading. I have a Word document here that you can see, but I will also embed that into the actual Turnitin and use it there as well, but they should be the same. So this is the Excel spreadsheet that you will use to rank each other. It's here under course materials, along with the rubrics in the textbook that we're going to be using. Peer evaluation. Open it up again. And what you will do is that you will include the names of the team members that you are going to be grading. Oh, come on, for crying out loud. Okay. Let's do this another way. So let's say there's a team of 4, and I am going to use this, and I'm going to put in my name about who I am so that I'll know who it came from. And let's say that I use this and I'm looking at how well did that person contribute. And these are the attributes in the rating scale. Let's say that Doug just didn't play. And you see it automatically calculates on your behalf. And if you want to put any additional comments in, you have a field here to do that as well. Consider these questions as you're doing your evaluation. Let's say that Gail was above and beyond. She really did good. Douglas was even better. I said 3 is excellent, but let's say, gosh, I got to give that guy a 4 because he was just absolutely marvelous. And it does the calculations for you. And I'll look at those calculations and any comments that you put in there and provide that feedback to that individual. And also you'll see that in the syllabus that on these team written assignments, and on page number 1 at the bottom of the team written assignments in our syllabus, where we talk about using this rubric to adjust that team member's score based on the assignment. If the score is excellent, meaning that all 3s for Douglas and for Gail, then they don't lose any percentage of that team score. But let's say poor old Doug, he is less than average. His is a poor. He's at a 1, then he'll lose 11% of his team score. The team will still get the full complement of their score, the other members, but for Doug, he'll take 11% reduction, where Douglas and Gail will get the full score. So that's how we're going to use this. This is driven to promote teamwork, to promote that communications, and to put you in really what you would be facing in a real world scenario. If you work in an environment with other team people, there's times when other ones, people just don't want to carry their weight, carry their full share. So this is a way in which to help correct that in these team papers and team assignments, and to incentivize those appropriately who just does not want to play. And reason why we're doing it here, just like we're using Zoom here, is to get you familiar with it, because when you get into your capstone course, you will be heavily dependent upon great teamwork to be successful in getting through that capstone course, because that's going to be an industry analysis of a company that you're going to choose. And from the time you start to the time you make that formal presentation, and we do these formal presentations in Zoom, those presentations typically are 100 to 125 slides, and they usually take an hour and a half to 2 hours per team to get through those. So all of this is driven to aid you in that level of preparation when you get there. Where here we've got other things built into it, where if one week one person has a bad week and they're not playing like we think they need to be, it won't be as devastating as it would be when you hit Business 670, when you have specific team deliverables that'll be paramount when you get ready to make your formal team presentation. So I said a lot to talk about the syllabus and how we're going to be using the peer evaluation form. And yes, that capstone course is the Business 670 course, and you'll have the option to either take it in the compressed version or the old version of 670, or in the new split out version, where you'll get the theory in Business 671 and the practical application in Business 672. If you choose to keep the old compressed version, then you'll get the theory as well as the practical application in that 7-week course. So it's really up to you how you want to do that. So we talked a lot about the course shell, a lot about the grading that we're going to be doing, a lot about the weekly assignments, teams, and individual assignments, and where the information is located at. And thank you for that reminder, because I forgot where I put it. Again, that was my fault. I was trying to get out of a class at the same time I was trying to get out of this one. You have my information here. This is how I prefer to be contacted by myself. I have it with me all the time, and I have everything coming directly to my phone, so I respond relatively quick. But I will meet you every what you need to be successful. I will meet you on the cell phone. You can call me at home. You can call me at the office. I'm typically not there during the week, though, because I travel a lot to the main campus in my new role. But I'll meet you there. I'll meet you at the main campus. I'll meet you here via Zoom, whatever you need to ensure that you're going to be successful in this class. That's what we're here to do. So don't hesitate to reach out, ask a question. Some of this material may be very familiar to you. Some of it may not be. I suggest that you also consider forming a study group, that if you're having difficulty with some of the concepts, because some of the concepts you're going to find chapters that's going to be more quantitative in nature, where you're going to actually have some exercises that you're going to actually practice in that particular week what you have learned. So don't hesitate to do that. And certainly, again, I'm a resource for you. Don't hesitate to reach out to me, and especially over here, I think in week 5 and week week 5, you got a case study spreadsheet that you're going to take those concepts. I believe this one deals with inventory, I believe, if I remember correctly. Oh yeah, this is one that deals with the Merriwell Bag Company, where you're going to forecasting. So using the spreadsheet, I would certainly consider a YouTube video on forecasting, because you're going to use all this data to forecast out into 2012. But don't worry about that just yet. You will, when you get to that, you'll have some of that requisite knowledge. But that's what I mean about forming a study group. You may find it useful in covering some of these concepts. And I think we have another one here in week 6 or week 7. Yeah, another one here, a case study spreadsheet template that's there for you as well. So let me catch up with my questions. Comment was, I want to make sure I understood that you said for the individual assignments that we just choose one. That is correct. There's 3 listed. There's 1 listed for week 3, week 5, and week 7. So you pick one. Option 3 of 3, if you chose that one, or option 2 of 3, if you chose that one, individual writing assignment, or back over in week number 3, remember, didn't quite name that one quite as well, but the concept is basically the same, that in that written assignment, individual assignment, that's option number 1. I'll go in there and correct that heading to make sure it's very clear. But yes, how many questions are normally on the quiz? That's going to depend on the quiz or that chapter content you're covering for that week. There may be some that has less than 2 dozen, and there may be a few that has more than that, again, based on the content for that particular week. Any other questions or comments? You're certainly welcome to unmute.
I think that answers my questions for now. I'm sure I'll have some as soon as the meeting's over. But for right now, I think I'm good.
Okay. Well, again, please don't hesitate to reach out if you have a question or something is unclear. I am here for you. I can meet you again on Zoom. You can contact me. You can send me an email, whatever you need. And if your team decides that we want to use this Zoom link, let me know and I will go in and create a master schedule and I'll post it directly under this one so that you can see what the master schedule is. We'll keep that updated so that you'll know when the Zoom link is available. But you don't have to use this Zoom link. You can Zoom has also a free version that you can sign up for your own individual account. I think an individual account is the free version. I think it limits you to like 25 participants and I think 40 minutes. Or you can use Skype, you can use Google Plus Hangouts, or whatever you choose. Or if you don't want to use any video conference at all, that's entirely up to you. But when you get to those team assignments, based on these group team assignments, one paper, one grade with the with the grading team evaluation that you're going to be uploading for that particular assignment for that week. Anything else? Okay, I'm going to stop recording. Hold on one second.